Hey guys, this is Devin here with Hillbilly Networks. Today I'm going to show you how to attach a 12 count flat fiber drop to a pole for aerial attachment or overhead attachment. I've got two different pieces of hardware here. I've got one on the pole, and I'm going to also show you how each of these work with a J-hook versus an eye-bolt. We use eye-bolts a lot at the power company because it's already there. We've got triplex attached to it, and we can just attach our all dielectric fiber directly to it because we work at the power company already. We're not worried about getting shocked because we've got training, proper gear, and this fiber itself is not non-conductive because it's made to be ran in line with high voltage, neutral, or triplex, any of the above. But here I'm going to take off this dead end first. If you work at a power company, you're going to hear this called a wrapper or dead end. Most fiber workers that work for telecommunications companies or contractors, they call these preforms. Some linemen do, but most of the time you're going to hear from a lineman, hey, go grab me a wrapper. It's the same stuff we use to attach guy wires, power lines. It uses friction as a means to hold the line up, and it can hold thousands of pounds. It's amazing. It still blows my mind to this day, and it's still hard to trust when you're putting ladder hooks on a line because it's hard to imagine that just the friction is going to hold you up in the line. But I unwrap that like a bread tie. Alright, that's off. Now I'm going to show you how to take off a wedge clamp. This wedge clamp has a cheese grater in it. That's what I call it. It grips the fiber. It's got little holes there. There's sharp parts of those holes on the top side that are up against the fiber, and there's a little silver piece that is basically a cheese grater that grips the top side. But you're going to have to grab this silver piece here and flex it downward. Take the loop side, push it, and the fiber at the same time can make it easier, and it comes right out. Press down, flip your cheese grater sideways, it comes out, and it is off. Now I'm going to show you how to attach this to the pole first, but I want to go over a couple things with it. First off, you'll see here, this is the cheese grater. It's got a rough side and a smooth side. Your rough side goes down inside this clamp. The fiber goes between the rough side and the holes inside of this clamp here. One of the things I do not like about these is they have a fixed loop here. It's crimped on, you cannot take it off, so if you want to attach to an eye bolt, you're not going to be able to get that on it, unfortunately, without some other type of hardware between it, like a carabiner or something similar to that. But as far as attaching it to a J-hook goes, you literally just slip it over the J-hook and it's on there. So that part's simple. But I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the fiber. Let's get it back apart. All right. So you got a small side and a big side. Your small side faces the pole. So since this, in theory, the long side would be going to my other pole, and maybe this is going down the pole for some reason or another, I'm taking my small side, pointing it towards the pole. Put my cheese grater in it. I put it in there sideways first and then pivot it. And then I'm going to take the small side of my wedge here, slide it into the big side, and pull it back this way. And they pull against each other, and then it is wedged in there. You can see it ain't coming off. Then all you do is you take that, you loop it around your J-hook, and you're done with that pole, and you're ready to move on to your next one. Whether that be the house, or another span before it. All right, so now this one, however, let's pretend this is an eye bolt up here. Obviously I wouldn't be able to get it in the top of it if it was an eye bolt, but I can take the open end of this, slide it through the eye bolt, and I've got it on. And to attach it here, all I'm going to do is take the fiber, pull it up between it, and it's going to fall to one side naturally into the grooves. That's the one you're going to want to go in. This side right here would pull it back this way. And this is our end going, so going towards the house or another, pole. You're going to take that, put it in there, and wrap it around it like a twist tie or a bread tie. And you're going to take your other side, you're going to cross it over in these open parts, and it's going to wrap into them. That's all there is to that one. You're done. So that's why I like a dead end. But I will say, if you're working with larger cables, it's not just a dead end by itself. It's going to have things called armor rods, which are basically a bunch of little bread ties. I shouldn't say little, they're actually longer than the dead end usually. But they'll come in strands. There may be 4, 5, or 6, and you're going to wrap one around it, and the next one, and before you know it, after you've wrapped them all around it, you've got a solid metal coating across your bigger size cable, and your dead end actually wraps around that to grip it properly. Those work so well that a car hits a pole, even a train hits, a line, they will break the fiber before it slides through that dead end. They actually snap poles most of the time. We actually had a train hit a large line one time during an ice storm, where the line was sagging, and it snapped 4 or 5 poles. So know that the friction of those devices is designed so good that it can literally hold a fiber cable tight, even with a train hitting it. Poles, on the other hand, snap in two, obviously, but that just shows you how good those are if you're using the right hardware. If you got your armor rods in there, it's going to work on a larger cable. If you don't, it's actually going to slide through it. The cable's going to kink up on the back side when something hits it. I've actually seen that, and I unfortunately had to learn that the hard way. Tree fell on a line, went through the primary, went through the neutral, all the comms. I went out there just to fix the fiber, and I ran several spans past the damage on both sides, which is generally our rule of thumb, and I thought I was good to go. Went in for night, call in splicers and everything, and we go to splice everything up, and found out the hard way that there was damage farther down because somebody did not put the armor rods in. So the line actually slid through first a tangent, or a trunnion, as many people call it in different parts of the U.S. Slid through that, which naturally, it does that when there's a lot of force on the cable. But then, where it should have stopped at the dead end and broke, and I would have known by looking at the tip of that dead end where there's no fiber, and it's snapped clean in two, or it's snapped in the middle, and I trace it back to that dead end, I would have known that there's damage there. But unfortunately, it slid through multiple spans and multiple poles of dead ends and kinked up on the back side. So when you got two dead ends facing each other, like this on each side of the pole, you're going to have a piece between them right here, this piece. If it slides through those dead ends, what it can do is actually kink up and twirl around inside the beginning of one of the dead ends, and it rips the jacket, rips the fiber, and damages it, and unfortunately that's what happened. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks, guys.